The Suez Canal is under attack, literally. Once the beating heart of global trade, moving $1 trillion worth of goods every year, this vital waterway is now facing a perfect storm of crises. Missile strikes, rerouted ships, and plummeting revenues are threatening its dominance like never before. Meanwhile, the world is watching as other nations sense an opportunity. From Israel's Ben-Gurion Canal to Russia's Arctic routes, the race is on to replace the Suez and claim its $1 trillion prize. This is the trillion-dollar race to replace the Suez Canal. Will one of these ambitious megaprojects take its place, or can the Suez fight back and keep its throne? Let's find out. Nestled between the Mediterranean Sea and the Red Sea lies one of the most important waterways in the world, the Suez Canal. Stretching 193 kilometers across Egypt, this man-made marvel has been a cornerstone of global trade since it opened in 1869. Each year, over 1 billion tons of cargo have traditionally passed through its waters, representing 10% of the world's trade and moving essential goods like oil, natural gas, and consumer products. For decades, the canal has been a symbol of efficiency and economic interconnection, saving ships up to 9,000 kilometers of travel by bypassing Africa's southern tip. But in recent years, the Suez Canal has faced a growing number of challenges. The troubles became more evident in 2021 with the Ever Given incident, a massive container ship that blocked the canal for 6 days, delaying 400 vessels and costing about $9.6 billion in trade each day. While that disruption was eventually resolved, the current crisis is far more severe and ongoing. It began on November 19, 2023, when Houthi militants in the Red Sea captured the Galaxy Leader vessel. Since then, the situation has escalated rapidly, with 29 ships targeted, 13 of them struck by missiles and drones. Major shipping companies like Maersk, MSC, and Hapag-Lloyd have suspended operations, citing the escalating risks. By early 2024, the effects of this crisis were painfully clear. Traffic through the canal dropped by 50% in the first 2 months of the year, and container ship transits plunged by 76.2% compared to the same period in 2023. Weekly vessel passages fell by 40.5% year over year, as more ships opted to reroute around Africa's Cape of Good Hope. This detour adds 10 to 14 days to journey times, dramatically increasing costs and further straining global supply chains. By October 2024, the number of ships passing through the canal dropped by 57%, with only 33 ships going through each day, with revenue dropping by over 60%, with $10.2 billion in 2023 to just $4 billion in 2024. But this wasn't always the case. For decades, the Suez Canal reigned supreme, and it all began in the 19th century when a French diplomat, Ferdinand de Lesseps, brought to life a vision that traced back to ancient Egypt. Pharaoh Senusert III had once dreamed of linking the Mediterranean and Red Seas through the Nile. With the support of Said Pasha, the Ottoman Viceroy of Egypt, de Lesseps transformed a centuries-old dream of connecting two seas into one of the most ambitious engineering projects of its time. The Suez Canal Company was formed in 1858, and construction officially began on April 25, 1859. Over the next decade, an immense labour force of 1.5 million workers excavated 74 million cubic meters of soil, using a combination of manual labour and machinery. Did you know that the Statue of Liberty was originally designed for the Suez Canal? French sculptor Frédéric Auguste Bartholdi envisioned a grand statue called Egypt Bringing Light to Asia to stand at the canal's Mediterranean entrance. However, when the proposal was rejected, he repurposed the design, creating the iconic statue that now welcomes visitors to New York Harbor. Despite doubling its initial budget, the canal was completed in 1869 at a cost of 433 million francs, equivalent to approximately $5.9 billion today. For comparison, the Panama Canal, often seen as a rival feat of engineering, would cost an estimated $12 billion in today's dollars. When the canal finally opened on November 17, 1869, it was a modest yet revolutionary engineering feat. It stretched 193 kilometres with a depth of just 8 metres, a bottom width of 22 metres, and passing bays every 8 to 10 kilometres to manage traffic. The Suez Canal quickly became a global economic lifeline, yet it also carried significant geopolitical weight. Britain, initially opposed to the canal, became one of its largest shareholders in 1875. Over the years, the canal played pivotal roles in conflicts, including the Suez Crisis of 1956 and its closure during the Six-Day War from 1967 to 1975. Even Napoleon Bonaparte had ambitions for the Suez Canal. In 1798, he attempted to build it during his Egyptian campaign, but abandoned the project after surveyors mistakenly calculated that the Red Sea was 30 feet higher than the Mediterranean. But as the canal faces mounting challenges in the modern era, nations are racing to build alternatives that could reshape the world's shipping routes. Could any of these bold projects dethrone the Suez Canal? Let's explore the contenders vying for this monumental role. Ben-Gurion Canal. Envisioned as a direct competitor to the Suez Canal, the proposed Ben-Gurion Canal would carve a 292.9-kilometre waterway through Israel's Negev Desert, linking the Mediterranean and Red Seas. With its rocky walls requiring minimal maintenance, this canal would stand apart from the sandy shores of the Suez. Featuring 2 parallel channels, each 50 metres deep and 200 metres wide, it promises to accommodate even the largest modern ships. Currently in the planning phase, the project is estimated to cost $100 billion and could generate up to $10 billion in annual revenue. Construction is projected to take 5 years, requiring 300,000 workers. While the concept is ambitious, significant geopolitical tensions and environmental concerns have kept the project from breaking ground. Iraq's New Silk Road. Iraq's Development Road Project, also known as the New Silk Road, is a land corridor designed to rival maritime routes. Stretching 750 miles, it connects the Great Four-Port on the Gulf to Turkey, offering a faster and shorter link between China and Europe. With 90 berths planned, the port will surpass Dubai's Jebel Ali in capacity, cementing Iraq's role as a key trade hub. Currently under active development, the project began advancing in 2024 with a deal signed with Oliver Wyman Consulting. It will be completed in 3 stages with milestones set for 2028, 2033 and 2050. The total cost is estimated at $17 billion, with an expected $4 billion in annual revenue and the creation of at least 100,000 jobs. Northern Sea Route. Melting Arctic ice has unlocked the potential of the Northern Sea Route, NSR, a 5,600-kilometre passage along Russia's northern coast. This route is 50% shorter than traditional pathways, reducing travel times from Japan to Europe from 29 days to just 10. With zero piracy risks and no passage fees, the NSR offers a cost-effective alternative to the Suez Canal. Currently operational with limitations, the route is primarily used for Russian oil exports to Asia. Russia is targeting year-round operations by 2025, though the route's harsh Arctic conditions and reliance on icebreaker support remain significant hurdles. Despite these challenges, it holds promise as a growing part of global trade. International North-South Transport Corridor. Spanning 7,200 kilometres, the International North-South Transport Corridor, INSTC, links Mumbai to St. Petersburg via a network of railways, highways and ports. Designed to cut transportation costs by 30% and transit times by 40%, it offers a viable alternative for goods travelling between India, Central Asia and Europe. The project is under active development, with a roadmap signed in July 2024 by Kazakhstan, Iran, Turkmenistan and Russia to boost capacity. The corridor aims to handle 15 million tonnes of cargo annually by 2027 and 20 million tonnes by 2030. This ambitious initiative continues to strengthen trade cooperation in the region. Red Med Railway Project. Unlike other alternatives, the Red Med Railway Project complements the Suez Canal rather than replacing it. Backed by China, this rail system connects the port of Eilat on the Red Sea to Ashdod and Haifa on the Mediterranean. The railway cuts transport times dramatically, offering a quicker and safer route for cargo, especially Israeli natural gas bound for Asian markets. The project, initially frozen as of 2019, resurfaced with new plans in 2020. It carries an estimated cost of 30 billion NIS, approximately $8.6 billion, but faces significant financing challenges. Its future remains uncertain, though it holds potential for strengthening regional economic ties. While these ambitious alternatives aim to reshape global trade, the Suez Canal isn't standing still. Despite the challenges it faces, Egypt has invested heavily in upgrading and expanding the canal to secure its position as a vital trade route. In 2014, Egypt launched a $4.2 billion initiative introducing 7 new tunnels, 3 in Port Said and 4 in Ismailia, aimed at improving connectivity between the Sinai Peninsula and mainland Egypt. In 2015, the Suez Canal underwent one of its most ambitious upgrades to date, adding a 35-kilometre parallel channel and deepening 37 kilometres of the existing canal. This $8.2 billion expansion significantly increased the canal's capacity, enabling it to handle up to 97 ships daily, nearly double the previous 50. Waiting times for ships were also slashed from 18 hours to just 11, enhancing efficiency for global trade. More recently, in response to mounting competition and geopolitical challenges, the Suez Canal Authority completed a critical 10-kilometre extension at the southern end of the canal. Successfully tested in December 2023, this addition expanded the two-way traffic section from 72 kilometres to 82 kilometres, allowing 6 to 8 more ships to pass through daily. Looking ahead, feasibility studies are underway for the complete doubling of the Suez Canal, a project that could transform its capacity and efficiency. The plan involves doubling an additional 80 kilometres of the canal, 50 kilometres in the northern section and 30 kilometres in the southern section. The Suez Canal has stood the test of time as a cornerstone of global trade, adapting to challenges and innovations for over 150 years. But as new crises emerge and ambitious alternatives take shape, the future of this iconic waterway hangs in the balance. From the frozen Arctic passages of the Northern Sea route to the ambitious land corridors like Iraq's New Silk Road, the competition is fierce. Yet the Suez Canal continues to fight back with upgrades and expansions. The question remains, can the canal maintain its relevance, or will one of these bold new projects steal its crown? What do you think? Will the Suez Canal adapt to meet the challenges of the future, or is its golden age behind it? Let us know in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more MegaBuild stories.